Hi friends, my name is Gracie. I'm a 19-year-old person, and I also happen to be a stroke survivor. We're just jumping right into it today, aren't we? Don't worry, I don't usually introduce myself this way. In fact, I found it kind of tends to scare people off. They don't really know how to respond, puts them in an uncomfortable spot, which is reasonable. It's just particularly important for you to know that today, okay? But yes, about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago actually, I had a pretty significant ischemic stroke that initially left me completely paralyzed on my left side, and I was 18 at the time. But in the simplest and most lighthearted terms possible, basically just means that I had a blood clot up in my noggin, decided to make itself comfortable for a little too long, and as a result, fresh blood was blocked off from a certain part of my brain, and my brain was like, ouch. So just slap a band-aid on it, it's fine. But yeah, that happened, and there wasn't really a clear-cut reason as to why that happened. And don't worry, you'll definitely hear all about that story in time, and I want you to hear that story. I think that it's one that needs to be told, both for my own benefit and also hopefully for the benefit of others who may be going through something similar. Because, I've felt a lot of different things throughout the recovery process. I felt a lot of shame and confusion, frustration, sadness, and even a sense of grief at times, mourning the loss of when my life was a lot simpler and more consistent and when I could do everything that I wanted to do. But I think I find a little bit of comfort in the fact that I'm not alone in having these feelings. Everybody experiences these types of emotions, not just people who have had strokes or some other traumatic brain injury like I have, but it's not a rare thing. People struggle through things all the time. But my experience is not one that I think needs to be kept in and held really close to me, and just, I don't want to let it be something that makes me sad all the time. Because life is really, really messy for everyone, and a lot of times it's from no fault of our own. Like, a lot of stuff is really out of our control. But since having a stroke, I've realized that this experience is much more than just my own, and I really want to use it in a positive way. I don't want it to just be something that drags me down. I want it to be more than, a sad story or even a comeback story. I want to use it to transform myself and grow as a person and hopefully help some people along the way. Because even though I've really fought like hell this year to try to recover and become independent again and do what I can do, even though it's been really, really hard, both on me and my family and those close to me, even though it's been really rough, my life is so beautiful and so full in so very many ways. And in a lot of those ways, not just despite of having a stroke, but because of how having one has changed my life. So that's why I'm here. That being said, this is video 1 in a series called Project Better Than Before, a resource I would like to share with survivors and supporters of those affected by life-altering or debilitating injuries or states of mind. Like I said, I'm really trying to grow and develop myself since all of this has happened. I don't want to just be the person I was before or return to normal or get well soon. I really want to mature and grow, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally and spiritually, because I think it matters, and I feel like I've been given this whole new perspective on things and the chance to find beauty in hardship. So if you think you know anyone who would benefit from this, whether they be a traumatic brain injury survivor like myself or a survivor of something else, like stroke is not the only thing that applies here, or medical professionals or therapists who are looking for a different perspective, like a patient's perspective, or if you know a caregiver, because caregivers need just as much support, if not more, than a person going through whatever it is they're going through, and you think they would like to see this, then show them. And even if you don't fall into any of these categories, then I still think you should stick around. Like, there's no requirements or weird initiation ceremonies you have to go through in order to get something out of what I say. You don't have to check the stroke box or have this big old story to contribute in order to find motivation and find support here, hopefully, in this community. And I'd like to hear what you have to say regardless, because life is hard, and not just hard, but sometimes absolutely brutal for everybody. And all of us go through struggles, and all of us suffer. And I want to talk about all of it. Sorry, hit my crackers. Emotional pain, physical struggles, family relationships, romantic relationships, goals, management of life and really just strategies for being a person. And not just about stroke either, even though a lot of what I found out this year is that you have two sides of your body for a reason. The left side is really important for a lot of things. I'm right-hand dominant, so you don't really think about how much you use your left hand for things, but man, yeah, that's been an experience. But yes, not just about stroke. Little known fact, other things have happened to me in my life. But yeah, I'm just running at all of it, man. Small human becomes bold. That's my headline. February 3rd will be exactly a year since having a stroke, so it's kind of a big day for me. You don't have to send me a present or anything, but if you want to. It feels kind of strange to celebrate, actually. It's like, do you ever get that feeling when people are singing happy birthday to you and you just don't really know what to do, so you just sit there like... It's kind of like that. I feel like that. Happy stroke anniversary to me. So on that day, I'll be releasing a video that goes a little bit more in depth into the story of my stroke, a little bit of background information. And I'll just give you a little rundown of what I've been up to this year. But yeah, it's like Cliff Notes, but don't worry, I read the book for you. It's like cheating, but for the benefit of others instead of yourself. I feel like I make jokes a lot. Like, it's not... I really don't feel bad, but I found that it makes other people feel bad sometimes because they don't really know what to do. They're like, should you be saying that right now? But yeah, don't worry, that's just kind of how I do things. You have to laugh at things sometimes, man. Like, it's a pretty serious thing, but it doesn't have to be all the time. Like, I can be happy about it. But yeah, in that video I will talk about progress and show videos. It'll be cool. I'm excited. It's a little bittersweet for me, I think, but I'm excited. But I want the video to be meaningful to other people as well, so if you have any questions about my story or a certain aspect of recovery, then I really urge you to ask it, and you can go ahead and do that down in the comments below. You can also check out the Project Better Than Before Facebook page and leave a comment there. So go ahead and follow that if you're intrigued, and if you don't want to miss that video, I encourage you to boop that subscribe button and bing that bell so that you get notified when it is up. And seriously, don't be shy. Even if you think that your question might be too offensive or if it's too sensitive of a topic, then ask it anyway. If on the off chance I am offended or I don't want to answer it, I just won't answer it. I won't hold it against you. It's okay. And also, you don't have to just ask questions. I would also encourage comments and suggestions for things you might want me to talk about. That would be great. So yeah, go ahead and leave those down below. And if your question isn't answered in that video, don't worry. I will certainly try to give my perspective on it in the future. Like I said, this is a series. And if I get a lot of questions, heck, maybe I'll do a Q&A. Maybe I'll just do a whole video about answering questions. But I do want to get to a bunch of different topics and have a lot of different discussions. So don't worry, it's coming. So stay tuned. Please feel free to keep in touch with me. And also, if there's a small group of you starting to congregate out there, then feel free to talk to each other and find people who you can relate to and talk to and just have conversations. That'd be great. Because that's what I want to be able to do. I don't want it to just be me talking at you. Because something I can't stress enough is I certainly don't have all of the answers. I'm just as lost as everyone else, and I'm not a professional in anything really. So, yeah, I don't want it to just be about me. I would like it to be a community effort because I need compassion and encouragement and purpose just as much as everyone else does. And that's not a bad thing. That's just me being honest with myself. I think that's what everyone wants and needs in order to find meaning and feel fulfilled. We're all just experiencing being human beings and everything that goes along with that. And all I can share is my story, but so can everyone else. And I think that's really beautiful. I would love to have discussions about things that are meaningful and things that could really do some good for people. I want to be able to collaborate and talk because I feel like I've been given the opportunity to relate to people and be able to help people. But yes, that is the exciting news. I will see you all really soon. Keep working at it, my friends. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to meet all of you. It's gonna be fun. So mark your calendars. February 3rd. It's a big day. I mean, not really, but it's a day. If you don't have a calendar, get one and mark it. My calendar has tea on it. Okay, bye!